There's only one thing I know about life. I know some things happen by chance. And some things happen because we make them happen.
Hello everybody, it's Jesse Swift for the FanSplash podcast, and welcome to my review, my very late review, of episode 9 of season 3 of The Flash. I'm finally getting caught up. Sorry it took so long. I was covering the crossover, a bunch of movie trailers, excuse. So, I definitely want to get into this. If you didn't already know, this is the mid-season finale of The Flash, and man, Flash has a pretty good record of having awesome mid-season finales. Is this the best one? Not by a long shot. Is it terrible? Not at all. There's plenty of things that I liked and didn't like in this episode. Very much worth talking. So I'm going to stop being so vague and get right into it. So what is the most important thing that happened in this episode? Well, it is without a doubt Tom Felton's character, Julian. Tom Felton's known as playing Malfoy in Harry Potter. He dropped a reference to Harry Potter, which I thought was pretty fantastic. And everyone's like, what? Wait, I didn't catch it. Well, the stone that Alchemy wears that's tied into Savitar and all those things, it's called the Philosopher's Stone, which is an actual legend, and they said it was the first, one of the first legends about an item giving people powers. And the fine thing is the very first Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and it was a stone that granted people immortality. But in all other countries, the movie is called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, because the Philosopher's Stone is what the actual legend was. And you've heard the Philosopher's Stone used in various other things they've had in movies and other. Anyways, well-known legend. But I thought it was very clever. I was like, Malfoy referenced Harry Potter. That was pretty great. So obviously not the most important thing in the episode, but I wanted to bring it up because it made me smile. I freaked out and I texted my friend Bryce. I was like, dude, Harry Potter reference. Alright, so that was something I liked. I want to kick off probably the biggest thing I didn't like in this episode, get it out of the way so we can talk a lot more positive things. I believe, and this is saying something because it is, there's a low budget on CW compared to some of the other channels and stations, but this might be the worst CGI that the Flash show has ever given us, and I would think that their budget would be growing and they'd be learning how to best use their budget, where and when to use it. The showdown between, I wanted to say Henry Allen, Jay Garrick, and Savitar looked like a bad PlayStation 1 cutscene. And I'm sorry, I usually compliment that, like what they can do with the budget, like Gorilla Grodd, King Shark, so many things look really great. But I was noticing it even on the crossover a little bit, is they're now saying, hey, look at what we can get away with. People are liking how we use our effects and how it looks and stuff, so let's just keep ramping it up. I mean, they used a decent amount of practical effects in the first season, considering, all the superpowers and things. And now they're almost leaning on CGI like a crutch. And I'm like, I'm sorry, your budget does not support you leaning that heavily on CGI. One reason I'm really looking forward to seeing the Flash in action in the Justice League movie and the Flash standalone film. Savitar, I really wish they could make more with practical effects, like just a big costume or something, get the guy from Game of Thrones that plays the Mountain and just dress him up, and that would be really cool. I'm tired of seeing CGI clash over and over again. Like, it's okay when you're using powers, but when you have a CGI buildings, a CGI set, fake characters, and nothing that you're looking at is real, it kind of pulls me out. I like seeing some reality in there. Really quick, Star Wars is a great example. I get immersed in that world because there's real sets, real prosthetics, things like that. I know it's expensive. I won't dwell on it anymore. Just wanted to move past that. And I am glad that they have finally moved past the really obvious alchemy reveal. About 3-4 episodes ago, I was telling my friends, I'm like, Julian's obviously alchemy, so that's cool that I put that together, and then they revealed it. And this episode was making me feel like it was going to take Barry a few more episodes to figure it out, and I was like, oh, don't do that, please. It's so obvious. And they did. They revealed that Julian was alchemy, but I like the twist that he hasn't known he was alchemy. That wasn't something that I necessarily really picked up on. Savitar possesses him and speaks and works through him. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I don't have to hate Julian is what you're telling me. I can like Tom Felton's character. Thank you for that, because I just wasn't ready to give up on him. This is very brief, but I did enjoy Mark Hamill's cheesy return as the trickster. They gave him some fake teeth, a bunch of makeup, and they tried to make him sound a little bit more jokery than the previous trickster that he's done. And it was cool. It was really quick, but I love, as always, seeing Mark Hamill. Can't wait to see Star Wars Episode 8. So that was just some good fun. And so we get to where Barry grabs Jay Garrick, and they talk Savitar. And Jay's like, okay, well, I'm going to come to your Earth, and we're going to help take down Savitar, and we're going to figure out how to do this. Jay Garrick, much like Barry a couple episodes ago, Jay Garrick gets his ass handed to him. Like, obviously, like I said, the CGI was not impressive, but it still was a throwdown, and Jay got beat badly. And it's just foreshadowing to later where Barry and Jay both get their asses handed to them. And also Wally. Like, you don't fuck with this guy. It's I'm glad that he's threatening. I just wish that they could make his appearance have more reality and grit to it, if you know what I'm saying, like just real effects. Surprisingly, Wally West is growing on me a little bit. For the last couple seasons, I found him a little grating and annoying, and I was just waiting for let's get to the Kid Flash arc, like let's get there. And I'm glad that we're finally arriving there after much waiting and having to go through all kinds of crazy crap. But I'm happy that he's Kid Flash. I'm looking forward to him and Barry working together. My issue now is I already see where the jealousy and I'm Barry Allen, I'm the boss, you do what I say, don't be reckless, blah, 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 blah. And Barry's going to act like he's a flawless, perfect human being, like he doesn't make mistakes every single day. And that's going to annoy me, and I hope they don't spend too long on it. I want to see these guys become buddies, work together as equals. I know he's Kid Flash, but I don't want to see so much the mentor-mentee thing for a really long time. I didn't like it at first, but after a few minutes, when they have Julian sitting in a chair and they let Savitar possess him and talk through him, I thought that scene was like a little unnerving, a little creepy, and it was pretty badass. And I love HR's reaction to it. But they did a good job with some of the voice work and syncing it up, because I'm pretty sure that's not Tom Felton's voice, but syncing up the words in the mouth. And I thought that was a very well-delivered scene, so props to Tom Felton for really delivering it and making it not seem overly cheesy. It was a dark moment, and I think it was pretty well realized. Now, speaking of HR, the Earth 19 Harrison Wells or whatever he is, I love his constant comic relief, because Cisco has had to be a little more serious in the last couple episodes, so it's good that HR is there to kind of fill that void. And I never really picked up on it until now, but he always has drumsticks with him. He's always pointing and gesturing and smacking them together, and everything he does is with those drumsticks. And I just kind of, once I realized that, I smiled. I think it's funny. I think it's clever. I love what Tom Cavanaugh, I've said this before, I love what Tom Cavanaugh is doing with the character. And speaking of characters that I love, John Wesley Shipp, he brought tears to my eyes when he was Henry Allen multiple times. And I love him as Jay Garrick. I'm glad that they found a way to write him into the story, make him relevant, and I really thought a couple times that Savitar was going to kill Jay. I was like, don't kill John Wesley Shipp again. He's got nothing else going on. Keep him on the show in some way or the other. I don't need them to go to Earth 99 and grab another John Wesley Shipp. So, big thing, at the end of the episode, Barry travels back to the future. Well, not back to the future. He's never been there before. But he travels into the future, sees Iris die. Spoilers. Well, I've been spoiling the whole episode. But I thought that was interesting. And I like how they kind of sparingly use time travel. Like, he's been warned not to do it, so he's a lot more hesitant to do it now. But the effect of throwing Savitar's box into the Speed Force blew him into the future. And I think that's really interesting. What's cool is Jay obviously knows how to travel in the future, because he goes, grabs Barry, and brings him back. So I think we're going to see a lot more time travel in the future. This video is turning out a lot longer than I meant it to be. So in the good old Christmas spirit, towards the end of the episode, we're skipping past all interesting things. I got a nice warm fuzzy feeling in my heart when it's raining outside. And they're like, well, that's not merry or jolly or any of that. And Caitlin takes off her bracelet holding back her powers, puts her hand out the window, and turns all the rain into snow. Like, oh, Flash, you guys know how to just make me feel all warm inside. And Jesse's heart grew 3 times larger that day. I said a lot. Barry and Iris moving in together at the end of the episode. I'm so glad that they're not Oliver and Laureling this relationship and that they're moving forward with it. They're not doing a bunch of drama back and forth. They're happy. They're together. It's progressive. Thank you, showrunners, for going forward with the relationship that we all know is going to happen, needs to happen. Unfortunately, they botched it with Arrow to the point where nobody even cares who he's with. Just stay single, Oliver. You're better off that way. That's basically all my thoughts that I have for episode 9, which I guess was about 10 minutes worth of thoughts. More than I meant to talk about it, but it is the mid-season finale, so it's a big deal. What did you guys think about the episode? Did you like it as much as I did? Did you have problems with it? Did you have some of the same problems? Are you looking forward to the return in January? We have multiple weeks to wait until we get to see Barry, Wally, and everyone back in action, so hopefully you are anticipating as much as I am. Can't wait. And on behalf of HR and all the characters on The Flash, I am wishing you an early but very, very Merry Christmas. May the film be with you all. May the Speed Force be with you as well. Have a good one, guys.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and keep an eye and an ear out for exciting new content. Be sure to follow us on all the social media sites. Twitter is @TheFansplash. YouTube, just search Fansplash. We've got an open Facebook network, Fansplash Network. Instagram is fan_splash_podcast. SoundCloud.com/Fansplash. You can email us, thefansplash@gmail.com, and Reddit @r/Fansplash. Title and end credit songs written by Jacob Hall. See you next time.
May the film be with you.